BI, right? What is BI? What is data warehousing? Where we are using these ETL tools?
We are trying to gather data from different types of sources. I'm like giving a higher level of data. Different types of we are trying to gather data from different types of sources, and like change it from the format we found it, like the OLTP format, to the format that we need, where we can apply the business analysis steps, which is the OLTP format. And in between, we cleanse it, like we go to the ETL steps, extract it, transform it, cleanse it, and load it into the data structure when you, in your case, like you are trying the data maps.
So we are going to extract ETL, extract, transform, and load. We are going to extract data from different databases. We are trying to load data into a warehouse. Why we are trying to extract data from here, and why we are trying to put data into data warehouse, DWH? We have data here, right? Why we need to load data into data warehouse?
Because first of all, these data marts, as you have drawn in the record, they are distributed across the systems. Like one is in the purchase section, one is in the sales section, and like they are distributed across the various business structures. And then also, yeah, we can collect them, but the thing is, they are most of the time transactional data. Like there is a lot of load on that OLTP system, which is analysis if that can slow down.
Going to deal with the different transaction systems. We need to do a lot of reporting. Nowadays it's all open, challenging market, right? We need to have, let's say, I will take a simple example. Let's say I have a, let's take a simple insurance business. Let's say we have millions of customers here. Let's say we have some millions of customers here. Let's say 100 million we have. To run your business successfully, always you will expect new customers, right? So to get new customers, what you will do? You can do some media publicity, some campaigns, roadside campaigns they will do, right? Sometimes. So some TV ads, all the publicity channels they are using. Is there any other way to get new customers from the market other than media, campaigns, publicity? Any guess? Let's say we have 100 million customers, right? From the existing customers, we can go and get the references and we can expect new customers, right?
Yes.
Right? Agree?
Yeah.
But we have 100 millions of customers. How to contact all the 100 millions of customers? Let's say every month we are trying to get new customers, right? Is it possible contacting all the 100 millions of customers in a month? And let's say every time you are calling your customer and you are asking for references, it's a good service or it's okay? You don't entertain, right, that type of calls from your service provider? Let's say you are taking a policy, every month you are getting calls from your service provider, can you please reference, can you please reference?
Yeah. If it repeats, no one actually, one time you can contact.
No, right. The customers will say, please don't call me. Definitely there should be a reason. There should be some, how you will contact all your customers. On what basis you will contact. Let's say I have 100 millions of customers. How to get new customers from the existing 100 millions of customers? Try to do analyze your data. let's say this is your transaction system. We are dealing with 100 millions of customers. Customers are logging. They are logging into their policy sites. They are logging everything. It's an online transaction system. OLTP is there. So let's say you are going to create a warehouse. The complete data you will have in your warehouse. Okay. Now you are going to analyze your data. I have 100 millions of customers. Whenever customer is going to take a policy, definitely will provide their dependents details, right? His wife and kids details. So in India, it's not a mandatory, but in US, you know, right? Once the is reaching 18, once he is crossing 18, he has to take the policy. So let's say we have 100 millions of customers. Each customer will have dependencies. How many customers kids are having are minors, and how many customers kids are becoming majors in the coming month. Let's say I'm going to do simple analysis on the existing data. We have 100 millions of customers. The coming October 1st of October, how many customers kids are becoming majors in the coming month, October. Let's say you are finding 1 lakh customers. Take this 1 lakh customers data and it's a simple report. You are trying to generate a report with 1 lakh customers information with their kids information. They are becoming majors in the coming month. You are going to send it to marketing team. Marketing team very smart. They will contact all the customers. Congratulations, sir. Your kid is going to become major in the coming month. You are existing customer with our organization. We have very good policies for the beginners. Definitely they will agree, right? You are going to get new customers, definitely. It's a smart way of approaching your customers. Agree?
Yeah.
We have data in your hand, just you are going to analyze the data to make your business successful. Okay, so let's say we are doing same analysis every month. Let's say October we are doing. In the month of November, let's say we have 2 lakh people. Simply we are extracting data, we are sending to marketing team. Marketing team, they are going to contact all these customers. They are trying to get new customers always. November also we have. Let's say in the month of December we have 10 lakh people. Then there is a huge volume in the market. What you will do? Our target is out of 10 lakh, at least we are trying to target 5 lakh policies. 5 lakh policies we are targeting. If you want to get more customers, yes, go ahead and go with the more discounts. How to provide the discount? How much discount I have to give? What is the reason for giving discount? There should be some base, right? Let's say last 3 years or 5 years we are doing the same approach. Last year, let's say we give 20% discount. When you give 20% discount, you will have that information, right? From the market, maybe you have captured 20% of the customers. Now, out of 10 lakh, we are targeting 5 lakh. That is our target. So, if I give 50 lakhs, 50% of the discount, you will get 5 lakh people. That's the standard you are getting from your last discount offers. Okay, if you are targeting 5 lakh, yes, I have to give 50%. If I give 50%, what is going to happen? If I give 50% discount, what is the loss to the organization in the current financial year? Definitely, right? You are going to give half of the premium we have. It's a burden to your current financial year. But by getting 5 lakh new customers with their new policies, the next 20 years they are your customers. Your business is getting next 20 years customers, right? So what is the profit to the organization in the next 20 years? We are going to do lot of analysis based on this data. Then only, let's say you are going to generate reports like, okay, if you give 10%, what will happen? 20%, 50%, how many customers you are getting? What is the profit at last to the current in the current financial year, and what about next 10 years or 20 years, what is the profit? So high-level management, they are going to take a decision based on your reports. So that's the reason BI, the data warehousing, will will be called as a decision-making system. See, simple. You are going to attend my demo, right? Definitely, you are going to attend number of demos. Why? You are going to gather the information. Who is the faculty? How many years of experience he has? Is the real-time experience? So the time, the amount of the fees, everything, all these are matters, right? You are going to gather the information. Finally, simple. You are taking a decision. It's a decision-making system. Data warehousing. Clear? Any questions, Shobha?
No.
So, in data warehousing, we will have two types of tools. One is ETL tools. From your source system to your warehouse, you are going to load data. From here to here, you are going to load data using ETL tools. Informatica, Ab initio, data stage. There are a lot of other tools in the market. Okay. Once the data is ready in your warehouse, from there people will come and they are going to generate different types of reports using reporting tools. There are two types of tools in the market actually. Business objects, BOS, Cognos, Hyperion, SAS. There are a lot of tools, other tools also in the market coming. So these are the two tools we are majorly playing in the area of data warehousing. Okay. Coming to Informatica. Any tool, let's say we'll discuss how Informatica is working and all. Let's say you're going to install a tool, right? You will get two components basically. One is the client and the backend is server, or you can call it as a services. Let's say the first, you will see the front-end components and the back-end component whenever you are installing a tool, software. The back-end you will have repository service, integration service, and a repository. So first, if you want to install Informatica, first you should install a RDBMS database. Any database you need to install first. Either it's a Oracle, Teradata, any RDBMS database. We have network and hierarchical databases, right? Just RDBMS database. Excuse me. Once done with the installation of any relational database, then you can go ahead and you can install Informatica. As part of Informatica installation, it will create some tables in your database. The set of tables, if it is version 8, it will create 522 tables. Nowadays, it's 722 tables or something they are creating. Once we are done with the creation of Informatica, the backend you will have all these are installation process. You will have backend repository service, integration service, and repository. A repository is nothing but set of system tables. Okay. Now, coming to client tools, the very first client tool is repository manager. Yes. Any question?
No.
See, I have installed. Okay, I have installed Informatica. I can see client and servers. Under the clients, if you go, there is a Power Center. I will tell you what is Power Center. See, the very first client tool is Power Center Repository Manager. Whenever we are talking about Informatica, right? Informatica, it's a corporation. It's there in California. They started this product with the name as Power Center. Power Center Informatica. There are a lot of other components from Informatica. There are some testing tools and everything. So they are majorly successful with this Informatica Power Center. Simply we are calling it as the Informatica, but actual name is Power Center Informatica. Informatica Power Center. Informatica Power Center Repository Manager. In the same way, Informatica Power Center, the next client tool, Mapping Designer. All these are part of Power Center. So simply we are calling it as Informatica, but actual name is Informatica Power Center. Fine. So this is the Power Center. One of the client tools, the very first client tool is Repository Manager. See, the name itself it's indicating, right? Repository Manager means to manage your repository. Where is my repository? It's there in the database, the set of 522 system tables. Let's say this is my repository name. Try to connect to repository connect. It is asking some password, user ID and password. Try to provide and connect. It's connected. So whenever you are trying to connect from the front-end client tool, whenever you are entering your user ID and password and you are connecting, it's connecting to your back-end server or services. Why we are calling it as a server and services, in future I will explain. Repository Manager is communicating with the back-end repository service whenever you are entering user ID and password. From there you are connecting to repository. Nothing but you have connected to the back-end RDBMS database. You have some set of 522 tables or whatever. Now you can go ahead and you can do some activities in the Repository Manager. What you will do in the Repository Manager? See, to manage your repository. Right now, in my repository, these are the folders. All these are the folders. So, let's say we are starting a new project. Yes, you can go ahead and you can start a new, you can create a new folder. Go to folder, create. Let's say I'm planning to start a new project in the sales domain. Create a folder called sales. The folder has been successfully created. In the same way, if you want to see, let's say, just connect your repository database. We are telling repository will have some 522 system tables, right? Just connect to your database. See, I have repository database. I can access repository in real time. We don't have access to our Informatica repository database. These are the set of, as part of Informatica installation in your RDBMS database, these many tables will create automatically. So if you go ahead and if you query, select one of the table OBB subject. See, just now we created a folder called sales, right? See, the sales, whenever you are doing one activity in the front end, it's a client tool. The back end, you will have the metadata. One entry is created in this table. Let's say now go ahead and delete one of the folders. Let's say we have the folder called XYZ, right? Select this XYZ. Right now it's there in the database. See, it's there here. Go ahead and create a folder or XYZ. I have deleted the folder here. Now query your table. See, there is no XYZ. So like this, you can manage the repository, and it's a complete admin tool actually. It's not the developer tool. So you can create users. Let's say I'm joining in the organization. Can you please go on mute? Guys, can you please go on mute yourself?
Yeah.
So it's a complete admin tool. You can create users. You can change the passwords. Once you are part of, let's say I'm joining in the organization, I'm going to work in the sales folder. Whenever I'm connecting to the repository, I will have access to sales, and also I will have access to some other folders, finance. So in the sales folder, I will have read, write, and executable access. Coming to finance folder, maybe they will give just read access, or sometimes they don't give any access to this finance folder. So all this, giving privilege to the folders based on your ID, your assigning project, all these are taken care by your Informatica admins, the backend. Okay? And you are going to, once you are done with the development process, you are going to deploy the code from dev to test or test to QA, QA to prod. You are going to migrate the code from one environment to another environment. Again, we will use the repository manager. In real time, you don't have complete privileges in repository manager. It's a complete admin tool. They can create folder, because let's say I have access, I'm going to delete one of the folders. What will happen? From last 1 year, one project team, they are working in this project, I'm going to delete that folder. So you don't have complete access to repository manager. It's a complete admin tool. Okay. The next tool is mapping designer. Here we are going to develop the code actually. This is our designer. The name itself it's indicating. Yes. Why we are using Informatica actually? What is the purpose of using Informatica? Let's say here we are going to develop a program or mapping. In general technology, we will call it as a program, right? In Informatica technology, we will call it as a mapping. If you go to data stage or ab initio, they will call it as a stage or graph, different tools, different technology. It's a nothing but program, a mapping. We are going to develop a mapping. What is the purpose of using Informatica? Why we are creating these programs? Why we are creating these mappings? Our requirement is we have a source database and we have a target database. We are going to extract data from the source and we are going to transform the data and we are going to load data into the target database. That is the intention of our tool, right? It's an integration tool. We are extracting, we are loading. Yes, we have the source database, we have the target database. So we are using mapping designer and we are developing the logic to load data from one database to another database. Let's say we are done with the mapping development and we are going to save that program. Whenever you are developing a program, you will save it, right? Again, whenever you are saying the complete mapping information will be saved into these repository tables. You have created folder. One entry is there in some backend system tables. In the same way, whenever you are going to create a program, that program information will be saved into again your 522 system tables. Clear?
Yeah. Sampath, one second. Is this folder like a schema? Like, is it like a schema?
It's not a schema.
Okay.
It's not a schema. In the database, you have set of tables. All these set of tables you have. Your folder is nothing but your project level. Let's say I'm going to do a new project, sales, marketing, finance, like this. In your organization, you will have different projects, right? Each project will point to a folder actually.
Okay. So each business process are important.
Yes. All finance related stuff. Yes, make it a folder. Do it here. Develop here. If you go to Oracle, you will have a number of schemas, right? Let's just start finance, sales, the same way.
So it's comparable to something like a schema, but
it's a database. Here it's not the database. There it's a schema. Here it's a folder.
Okay.
All the activities we are doing in the finance schema. This is mapping designer. Let's say we developed the mapping. We are going to save that. That information will be saved into your mapping. the repository manager. The next client tool is workflow manager. Once you are done with the mapping development, how you are going to execute that mapping, right? You are done with the development of the mapping. How you are planning to load the data? Let's say I have source database and I have target database. How frequently you are trying to load data from the source to your target? Let's say if you take a transaction system, it depends upon your business. If you take some ICICI bank, let's say morning 10 to 5, they are doing their business. After 5 o'clock, we need to extract all the transactions and we have to load it into our warehouse. So I need to execute once in a day. Or if you go to supermarket, or if you go to some stock exchange, very real-time data. So depends upon your type of business. You are going to execute your job multiple times, right? So I want to execute this job daily basis at 10 a.m. Or let's say I have mapping 1, mapping 2, mapping 3. After completion of, you are going to execute mapping 1. If it is going to fail, what I have to do? Let's say if it is successful. Once mapping 1 is successful, then go ahead and execute mapping 2. If mapping 2 is failed, go and do something. So I can schedule my job and I can maintain the dependency. All these activities we are going to do it in the workflow manager by creating a workflow. Let's say a particular job is failed, then immediately I need to send mail to Informatica supporting team stating that there is a failure in so-and-so environment. Please look into the issue. Let's say job is completed successfully and some business people, they are waiting for this critical data. Then whenever the job is going to complete successfully, immediately I am going to send a mail. Data is loaded into so-and-so table successfully and these many records loaded. All sending mails, maintaining the dependency, in case of failures, how to handle the situation. All this we are going to configure in the workflow manager. Got it? That is another client tool. So, and again, once you are done with the creation of workflow, you are going to save that workflow. Again, all this information will be saved into your repository. So far, repository manager, it's a complete admin tool. Mapping designer and workflow manager. In the mapping designer, we are going to design the mapping. In the workflow manager, we are going to schedule the job. How frequently you are planning to execute. Please go on mute. How frequently we are planning to execute and what is the dependency. First job, second job, third job. Now we are done with the development work. Now we are going to execute the job. So far we are in the development phase. Now we are going to execute the job. Whenever you are going to execute the job, then we are trying to load data from source to target. So far we developed the code. Now we have to execute. Now you are going to execute your job from the workflow manager. Okay. If you start execution of the job, where is your logic? So far we developed the mapping. We developed a workflow. The complete information, the logic you developed, right? The complete logic is there in your repository tables, right? Complete information, whatever the code you developed, you created a folder. In that folder, you developed the mapping. In that, also you developed a workflow. All this information is saved into your repository. So far, your integration service is a standalone system. Whenever you are going to execute your job, Informatica integration service will come into the picture. Whenever you are executing, integration service will communicate with the repository service and internally it will communicate with the repository. The complete developed code is there in the repository. So from the repository it will take the code and as per your mapping logic, your integration service is going to communicate with your source system. Nothing, see, your Informatica is dealing with your source and it's dealing with your targets. Internally in Informatica, there is a component Informatica integration service. In the runtime, your integration service is communicating with your source database to extract the data. It is extracting data and integration service is going to transform the data as per your requirement and finally it's going to load the data into your target. Let's say here your integration service is extracting 100 records and it is loading 90 records into your target table. due to some reason it is rejecting. We are unable to insert. See, I have extracted 100 records, but I can able to insert only 90 records. Remaining 10 records are rejecting due to bad data or some primary key violation. Whatever the reason, we are unable to insert that data into a target table, where you will see all these statistics. You are running the job. Any job will create a log file, right, normally. Here also your integration service, once done with the job, either it's a fail or successful, it's going to create a log file with all this information like status of the job. Yes, it is successful, or it's failed, or it's terminated, it's aborted, whatever it may be. How many records extracted, how many records loaded, how many records rejected rows 10. What is the reason for rejection? What are the statistics, the performance issue, how much time it took to complete the job? All the statistics it will have in the log file, and your Informatica integration service will create a log file. And let's say you are executing a job, the job is running for 1 hour. Where you will see? You have to see the status of the job, right? Somewhere there is another tool called workflow monitor. Whenever you are executing the job, immediately you can see the status in the monitor. Let's say the job is running for next 1 hour, you will see running. After completion, either you will see successful or failed. Once the job is successful or failed, you will get the log file. You can open the log file and you can see the status of the job, what is the reason for failure and everything using the workflow monitor. So this is the complete Informatica high-level architecture. Any questions? Workflow monitor, it's a just, we are not going to do anything with the monitor. It's a tool to monitor the jobs, the running jobs. That's it.
Something like a logging device, like you can use it for logging and watching.
Yes. The running jobs, and if it is failures or successful, you can open the log file and you can see why it is failed, how much time how many records it was loaded, and everything. Any questions? So you have mapping designer. So the major logic is how to develop the mapping. We are going to extract the data and we are going to transform the data as per your requirement. How to apply the transformation logic. That is major role here in the mapping designer. And coming to workflow manager, you are going to maintain the dependencies. Sometimes you are trying to extract data from the file and you are trying to load data into a database. Let's say, I don't know when we are going to get the file. Sometimes downstream applications, they are sending the file to us. Once the file is ready, we have to start our job. But we don't know when they are going to keep that file. They can keep it any point of time, randomly. Maybe today 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Once that file is available, I have to trigger my Informatica jobs. So all this we are going to maintain in the workflow manager. So major 70% mapping designer and 30% workflow manager. Okay. And coming to, this is just high level architecture of Informatica. Coming to course content. Yes, what are the sessions we are conducting, right? Those are recording sessions. You can record and you can go through the sessions later.
You mean like
you're developing a complex mapping. You have the source and you are going to deal with number of transformations. In between we have some set of transformations. We are going to load data into our target. This is our complex mapping. Let's say we are extracting data and we are transforming. We are using transformations and we are loading data into our target. Whenever you are executing, what will happen in Informatica? You will see records in target. From there you will see records in the source to target. In between, what's happening? So I have the PPTs. It will give you the step-by-step representation. Whenever you are executing, first record from the source, it's coming, it's going, and it is transforming with your matching logic. So it will give you the pictorial representation of each and every topic. So like this, I have PPTs for all the topics actually. So it's a very easy understanding the backend logic. These are the PPTs for all the complex topics.
And about the labs, I want to just ask. So after every topic, after every lecture, there will be a lab, right? I can go through that. Get back to you with the questions in the next class.
Exactly.
I'm wondering if there is a overall project, like I said right now, before when I got the training, what I did was I started from scratch and developed a data warehouse for AdventureWorks. Like that, is there a higher level project? Or if I continue to go through the labs, will it be like from the lab 1, there will be a continuation to lab 2, like you will break up the entire project into parts and each is divided into labs? Or is it like there will be an overall project where I will get to use all the mapping and workflow management?
We don't have any end-to-end project. The course, how I prepared it, whatever the topics I covered, right, it's a day by day only. Once we are done with the course, no need to go and do any project independently. That is more enough, the course I covered. I got your point, the step by step how it was doing and the steps involved, right?
Yeah.
If you see the course content, don't worry. Then once you are content with the tool, right, we are going to cover the deployment process, and part of it we are
One more
covering.
thing I'm wondering, I'm asking is are these labs like continuous, like from lab 1 to lab 2 it will be a build up, like
no, it's Informatica, right? Whenever you are getting the requirements, right, it's your intelligence what type of transformation I have to use.
Yeah.
So it's a complete independent stuff actually, transformation to transformation. So if you are clear with each transformation scope and functionality very clearly, that is more enough.
Okay.
I got your point. No need to do an end-to-end project. If you are confident with the tool, that is more enough. Easily we survive.
Okay.
Okay, and we are giving version 9. Right now we are in the Informatica version 9. Whenever I am covering version 9, I started coming to my profile. I have 9 years of experience. I started with version 6, 7, 8. Now in version 9, and I am a certified professional. So I am going to give you 7 to 8 and 8 to 9 differences and everything, advantages, disadvantages. And the purpose of, I am not going to teach Unix. Make sure I'm not going to teach Unix. The purpose of Unix in Informatica and data warehousing. Because Unix, it's always advantage for Informatica guys. If you know Informatica with Unix, it's a very good. But what is the purpose of Unix, where we are going to apply this Unix and all? If you know the concept, later you can go and you can learn Unix. Okay. And scheduling tools. Most of the companies, see all these topics why I am putting, right, it's not part of Informatica actually. I'm not going to cover any scheduling tool like Control M, DAC or whatever it may be, but what is the, let's say if you going to interview, right, the first question will be why you are using scheduling tools. We can schedule our jobs in Informatica. If you go to DataStage or Ab Initio or any tool like Cognos or whatever it may be, you can schedule tools, you can schedule your jobs or you can anything in your tool, right? Why you are using third-party scheduling tools like DAC or Control M. So the purpose of scheduling tools I am covering, that's all. And all the advanced topics, SQL transformation, push-down automation and everything. So this is all about course content. So any questions? And I am sure coming to lab, right, whatever the material, whatever the exercises I am doing, same exercise if you do, and if you are confident with the topic, that is more enough. You can clear any type of interview anyway.
Okay. Then yeah, one other thing is that if I start working on my own, like from the fourth or fifth class, I can ask you those questions that I get, maybe somewhat deviating from the topic. So I can ask you those questions similarly.
You can, definitely you can, but first 1 week or 10 days if you wait, right,
Yeah.
you will go in a order. If you go that transformation wise, once I am done with the transformation, you can go and you can Google lot of topics from the transformation. You can able to answer all the questions. Still, if you have any questions, yes, I am okay to discuss. I am always welcome. But before completing the topic, right, if you are coming, I am going to give just answer to your question. I am not going to cover the complete topics, right? You will miss the.
Yeah.
Once done with the course, it's good for you. You can go, you can Google any site, any type of interview site, number of interview questions you can gather. We can discuss.
Yeah.
See, any type of interview questions and all, if you are clear with the transformation scope and functionality, you can able to answer all type of questions. If you are not clear with your subject, yes, you will have a number of questions to face.
Okay. And can you send this Informatica course PDF? Like,